get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Good morning, people of Earth. It is Monday, January 8th, 2024. I hope you're having a wonderful morning wherever you are. Not so much here. Influenza was a pimp. Could have never outfought Santino. But I did not know till this day, or actually Friday, that it was COVID all along. I got COVID. I thought I had the flu. Turns out I got COVID. Mike Chivola sent me a message that he had COVID. He was there. He got tested and had COVID. And then I got tested and now found out that it was not the flu. It's COVID. I should have known. I should have known all along. Because I know the feeling of COVID feels different than the flu. And I should have known that. But I'm not recovering as quickly. I thought I would have been fine by yesterday. Good thing I canceled my gig early, a couple of days early, because it would have been short notice. But not recouping like I thought I would. This is not a sad song, and please feel bad for me. I'm just telling you where I'm at and why I look so disheveled. I have been showering, but not shaving, and that's a whole other story. So I have like white whiskers all over my face and head. I'm sorry. I'm really, it hurts to laugh. My wife has this habit of getting rid of things before their replacement is here. And could be the same with me, actually. She's getting rid of me before my replacement is here. But we're getting a new bathroom mirror, medicine cabinet mirror. She took the old one out and threw it out. So I have no mirror to shave in. And I don't know where all my shaving stuff really is anyway. And so I have not been shaving for like 4 days now, which is why I look like I feel. But who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody tuning in this thing to see me. Nobody's tuning in anyway. That's how I feel. Anyway, I have not really done anything business-wise or anything over the weekend, but lay in bed with my phone, keeping me company. And I talk a lot about how social media sucks. When you're laying in bed sick, social media could be a godsend. It's entertainment. Even though it doesn't update all that fast, it keeps your mind at least from just going absolutely stir crazy. So that's one benefit of social media that I have overlooked up until this weekend. This morning on Twitter, my friend Alex Jones is going absolutely bonkers. It looks like he's going to give himself a stroke, and I really hope he does. I really hope he does. I hope he gives himself a stroke and dies on camera. This man is the epitome of evil. He's putting on a show. I mean, really yelling at people, telling them to prepare because the UN is planning a new pandemic designed to collapse civilization and kill billions of people. Are you ready to die? And he's screaming his brains out. And then he goes into a commercial about his healthcare products and all that kind of stuff. Now, he doesn't give a fuck about anybody. He doesn't believe in anything he's saying. He's grifting. He's selling product. And he still has not paid the people who have a judgment against him for not his last lies, his lies from almost a decade ago now. And since then he's piled on the lies. This guy is he's the epitome of evil. He might be the Antichrist if you take all the biblical stuff out of it. He fits all the evil element of not giving a shit about people, trying to make himself a false prophet, and just in it for his own pocket. And so do hope he has a stroke and dies on camera today. Yeah, if that gets me thrown off YouTube for saying shit like that, I'm down with it. I really am. I mean, if I could drive to Austin and off this guy myself, I would. Now that'll get me taken off of YouTube. I'm not going to drive to Austin and off this guy. If I could, I would, but I'm not gonna. Anyway, speaking of offering people, why that's the worst segment in the world. Willie and GD are here to keep me company this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
I like your setup, Willie. It's stepping up there.
I knew you would like that. I knew it. I knew you would like this way more.
Yeah. You were saying something about coffee?
Yeah, I'm sorry, GD.
No, I was waiting to see what he said about coffee.
No, I was what
no,
you were saying.
That's your thing. I'm not going to steal your thing. That's your thing.
Why wouldn't you steal my thing? When would I understand that? I thought you stole from Cosby. Why wouldn't you steal from me?
Yeah, but okay,
I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to steal from.
No, the reason I steal from Bill Cosby is because I learned in prison that nobody cares when you steal from a sex offender.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said sets like mathematics. I thought because I would. No, I thought you meant sets like pairs of socks, and I've offended those many times. Yeah. Oh, okay. I misunderstood. Never mind.
Yeah, you can steal anything you want from a sex offender. That's for sure.
Okay, I got you. All right. In that case, mine dog coffee. Technically, it's food. Mine dog coffee.
I don't know about that. Is it?
Technically it is. It has nutrition.
What's the nutritional value?
Yep.
I don't know, but I know that it's more than a postage stamp. And a postage stamp, back in the day when postage stamps, when you could lick them, it turns out that they had a caloric value. So they were technically the glue on the back of a stamp was considered food.
Wow.
Technically.
I mean, there was one time I got really hungry, and I just decided to send like 50 letters instead. So, I mean,
if you tried to make that your mainstay, you would have starved, because I think it takes more calories to lick a stamp than you got back from the stamp. So it's like a diet.
Hey, yeah, exactly. It's like it's like a dieting exercise while you eat.
Yeah, USPS, and back then people used to send out letters like chain mail and stuff like that for a living.
Now, what if? Yeah, no, they did. What if you ate the whole stamp? Does the paper add any value?
Well, I think it does, but the research was done on the glue. So, and the thing is, here's the thing is, my wife and I used to I used to be amazed. Actually, we were looking for friends who would get us grants, because with the things that people got grant money for to study, I'm thinking there's got to be something out there I can study and
Right.
get
I'm
grant
trying
money.
to get some grant money right
You know,
now. What are you talking about?
like Matt was talking about whether or not spiders fart. There's a guy out there with grant money. He's just still doing the research
Right.
because he doesn't know whether or not to count the gas that comes out with the web and he shoots it out as a fart or not. And also, where's that? Is the spinet? Is a spinet or a spinneret? The part where it comes out, is that actually attached to the anus? I'm not familiar with spider anatomy, and I'm sure there's a spiderologist out there, arachnophobist. I don't know what they're called, spider
Well,
people.
I think he'd be too scared
There's a
to study
Spider
that.
Man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a Spider Man out there who's
There is
been
a
studying.
Spider-Man out there. His
Okay,
name
and
is
they've
Peter
been studying.
Parker.
So Spider Man, if you can hear me,
Okay.
is the part where the webbing comes out part of the anus, or the spinneret or spinet a separate part of the spider?
You know, I have to say, one time I watched a big ass bumblebee and a black widow go at it, and it was some
Mixed
really
marriages,
invigorating
mixed
stuff.
marriages are rough, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. Neither one of them made it out of that alive, actually, because what happened
But how
was
did she
the
become a
bee.
widow? By definition, a widow has to live.
I mean, uh, you know what? To be fair, you're right. The spider did die first because I saw the bumblebee fly into the web, and then the spider came and grabbed it and started doing this little thing. You know, and I don't know if you know this, but spiders, they'll wrap you up head first so that you suffocate as they cocoon you or whatever. And but as it was doing that, like the spider lost its grip on the bee because it was a big ass fucking bee. And so the spider lost the grip on the bee, and the bee came up and fucking stung the fucking spider, right? And so the spider fucking like crumples up, falls to the fucking ground, and the bee like gets loose from the silk or whatever, but like it's already like like it was covered to like here, like just before the wings it was already like covered, right? And so it couldn't fucking see anything. And I don't know how bees breathe or whatever, but it fucking like kept hitting the house. It just kept running into the house over and over and over. And each time it hit the house, it was just hitting at a lower point until finally it died also. It was the greatest probably 25 minutes of my life, but I think I was also high when I was watching it. So I mean,
Technically,
Well, that's the show,
now,
folks. Tune in next week for to
Yeah,
learn
just
about how
so you-
ants fucking mutate. Or something.
ooh,
just so you know,
I would love to do a story on how ants fuck.
there was a grant done about research done about how long a bee can live without its head, and it can live. Some bees can live for up to a year without its head, and it turns out then they die of suffocation. So apparently, there's a way that it can take in air without its head.
Probably breathes out its ass, kind of like how I talk.
Well, let me just say we've taken reversed roles here because Willie's technical situation is perfect, and GD has a really high frequency setting on the EQ now, where there's no bass in your mic at all, and it all sounds like you're on a phone line from around the world. So
Wow. Okay. I've
He
never
does a
heard.
little bit. Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
Okay, I've
no,
never-
it's all high end. There is absolutely no mid range, no bottom, nothing. It's all treble.
Now,
No bottom.
before
Wow.
we get too far into things, I do want to let you know I do have a short Golden Globes report for at some point.
Oh, do it. You know what? I was thinking about just calling in sick today. I don't have anything for this show. I got nothing. I am dead. I'm dead man walking. But we can definitely do that. You know, as soon as I just say this, I think we've already put out some misinformation. I put out did postal stamps ever have any classification as food? I got you want to celebrate Latin American cuisine?
In Guatemala, it sure is.
Did food stamps ever have any value? No, I know. I put in did postage stamps ever have food status or nutritional value? And I'll get these are what I got. Did food stamps ever have any value,
Food-
or monetary value? Celebrate Latin American cuisine, stamps with food and drink, short history of SNAP, U.S. postal stamp history, and then I go in there and there's nothing about food being classified as a food or any of that stuff. Stamps and postcards. What do we know about them? That's all that comes up. Can I get food stamps? It's all, you know. So I don't know. Maybe it's even Google is like that. What kind of fucking question is that, dude? That's basically what they're saying.
Even
Well,
Google.
that's why I don't know what to do about the sound because I can't hear it myself. I just damn it. Hmm.
Well,
Okay. Well,
are you on the phone?
yeah, I'm using my phone.
Yeah. With the microphone settings in the phone somehow really, really high. There's no bass at all. It sounds like you're making a phone call.
And it's all about that bass. That bass.
Yeah.
No trouble.
It's all about the
that
bass.
No trouble.
Yeah. What the hell did I did want to talk about? I forget now. I'm shot. I'm fucking shot, man. I'm shot. That's all there is to
You
it.
got that COVID brain going on.
Got that COVID brain going on. People talking about COVID. You know, a lot of people getting it now. But hey, listen, that doesn't feel deadly. I'm not going to the hospital or any of that kind of shit. But it did knock me on my ass like big time, big time. This whole weekend, I couldn't do anything. I worked for like 5 minutes at a time and then just pass out. Just literally pass out. I can't do it anymore. So I got nothing, man. So what about the global
Golden Globe Award?
Golden Globe Award? Now, yesterday on Twitter, oh no, it wasn't Twitter. It was my new news feed on the phone that said the Golden Globes are back, sort of. Oh, and I didn't know. I
Yeah.
didn't read the article. What does that mean? Sort of like.
Well, I think what they mean is that it was kind of a, you know, that it was a fairly decent show. You know what I mean? I think that I think Joe Coy did a good job. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched the monologue. I watched a number of the
Who hosted it?
Joe Coy. I love Joe Coy. He's one of my favorite comedians, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I've liked him ever since Chelsea Handler used to have Chelsea Lately on the E channel.
Yeah.
I used to watch that very religiously. I used to love the panel section of that, which Joe Coy was a part of many, many times. I mean, that's probably one of the things that helped popularize him a lot was being on Chelsea Lately, for sure.
You say religiously. You watched it religiously. Did you pray before the show came on? And
I usually prayed that someday Chelsea Handler would let me eat her pussy. That's usually what I was praying. Yeah. Oh my God. All day long.
You find her attractive, do you?
I mean, I do. I do find her attractive, and I'm pretty sure that if I rocked her world, I'm sure it would help me in some way. So, Chelsea Handler, if you're listening out there anywhere, I'll definitely eat that snatch for a show.
Isn't she a lesbian? I think she is. No.
Hey, listen. I will contend. That I can absolutely keep pace eating pussy with lesbians. Absolutely.
That's not the point.
I'll put my skills up against a lesbian any day of the week.
That's not the point. Is would she let you? Would you have any interest in?
I'll tuck my penis. It'll be fine. I'll shave my chest. I'll tuck my penis. It'll be totally fine. It'll be totally fine.
Maybe I don't.
And I'm pretty sure she's not lesbian.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I put out some misinformation.
I'm pretty sure that she likes the D. I'm pretty sure
she doesn't look like anybody who would.
and I guarantee you, if I scored with Chelsea Handler, Danica wouldn't even care. She wouldn't even mind.
All right.
Is that right, babe? What? If I scored with Chelsea Handler, you'd be like, "Woohoo, way to go!" No, and she's gonna hit me with that shovel.
I'm not. Stop it! This is why I didn't take the other one.
Shovel. You're making your wife shovel snow? Is that
no? She's delivering the shovel so that I can go shovel after the show.
How much snow did you get?
I'll do it. I mean, we're still getting it, so I mean, we're not done getting it.
Oh, really?
I mean. Yeah, no, but I mean, hang on a second. Give me 1 second. I'll turn you around.
There's another storm coming too.
Hang on, I'm gonna show him.
Wow. Well, we got a good look at Willie's setup there. It's a very cool setup.
Yeah. This is her aunt and uncle's place here. Sorry about the light, but can you see out there? You see what we're?
Well, it looks like you got an inch or two.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
what
but
she
it's still,
said.
we got more coming. And more is on.
That's what he said.
No, fucking GD.
So yeah, we just got a dusting. We didn't get really anything here. So, but we were prepared for a lot, but nothing happened.
Babe, I'll do it.
I'm happy with that nothing happened. I mean, nothing happened.
What, you want to be on the show while I shovel? Is that?
No. All right. So yeah, Joe Coy hosted, and is it like a Golden? I've never watched the Golden Globes. I don't care about. I've never watched any award shows. To be honest, I'm being perfectly honest here. Last time I watched an award show, it was the Academy Awards in 1972 or 73. Jeez. It was the year The Godfather won. That's the last time. Okay. That's the last time I watched. So that's over 50 years ago. What are the Golden Globes all about? Is it movies? Is it television? Is it a little?
It's both. It's both.
I thought it was porn. I thought it was a breastises contest.
No, that's a God. What is the name of that? There is a porn. There is.
Yeah.
What the hell's the name of the porno fucking award?
The Hubbies?
No. It's kind of a cool name though. I do like it. Why can't I remember that?
I don't. Yeah.
The Epsteins.
Yeah, the Epstein. That's child porn.
No. Yeah, I remember it. By the adult something, all that kind of acronym. But
okay, what adult video news awards? They have those, so I guess there's that, but there's other ones. Yeah. Okay, here we go. List of pornographic film awards. That's what we need.
Wow, there's a list of them? That means there's more than one.
There's a fucking list of them. Why is this being stupid?
And
yeah, the AVN Awards.
AVN
that's the only one. Yeah,
that's the girl who was on the show who won one of those.
Dude, I'm sure there's got to be like a blowjob. Yeah, blowjob of the year award.
Cocksucker of the year. Yeah, I know. Blowjobs. Yeah,
I know. I wonder. Never mind. That was going to be beyond inappropriate. Okay. So do you want my report here or whatever?
Yeah, let's hear about the Google. I don't have any music for that. Or
no, it's all right. I'm that's wonderful music, GD. Thank you for including that. Best actor in a drama went to Cillian Murphy from Oppenheimer. Best actor in a musical or comedy went to Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers. One of my favorites. I love Paul Giamatti. I don't know if you guys.
He was trending last week, and I think that's why he was supposed to win that.
He won that. Barbie won Cinematic and Box Office Achievement Award. That achievement was kicking the shit out of John Wick.
Wait a minute. Now, Barbie was I thought it was it was like a animated movie, right? Or not?
No, it's no.
It's live action.
Goslin's in it. Margot Robbie plays Barbie herself.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, actually, there's like every woman in Barbie Land is a Barbie, except for Skipper and Christine.
So she played like not plain Barbie, but like
legacy
stereotypical
Barbie.
Stereotypical Barbie is what she played.
Right.
I did end up. I'm not gonna lie. I did end up watching the movie with my wife.
You love it.
Wow.
Under duress a little bit, which I find interesting because we tried to watch the Cat Williams interview and we got about 20 minutes into it before my wife's like, "I'm not watching this anymore."
Really?
Yeah, my wife couldn't even handle the Cat Williams interview. She was fucking pissed.
Can I ask? Does she remember what he said that was the trigger moment that said I can't? Because I remember with you with Brokeback Mountain, it was like the I can't quit you moment.
I can't quit you. Yeah. No, I think it was just she was just really upset that he was speaking out against people that she's really a fan of. You know, she likes a lot of the guys that he was talking against, and it really upset her, and she didn't want to listen to it anymore. And
What did he say about me?
But she doesn't like you, GD.
Okay. It doesn't matter what he said about me. Okay, never mind.
No, but yeah, I think Ice Cube was the big one. She really was upset about the whole Friday stuff and talking about that or whatever. But I don't know. You know, I did watch some of the response from Ricky Smiley, and Ricky Smiley, in my opinion, was kind of backtracking from things he said on Shannon Sharp's show on his podcast. Ricky Smiley got on his morning show. I guess it's probably a radio show, not a podcast. But Ricky Smiley's morning show, he even had his fucking manager from that time period. I think he might still be his manager or whatever, but was his manager back then, and had his manager call in to defend. But like in my opinion, what Ricky said on his show was a little bit of a backtracking from what he actually said on Shannon Sharp's show, which is what Cat Williams took issue with. You know what I mean? And so, and
careful, your wife's not going to want you around because if you're taking the same.
Listen,
position.
I love Cat Williams, and I don't listen. If you got for me, it seemed to me that he was really only. I think he did well to bring up people that already brought up his name or stuff he was involved with or whatever. And in my opinion, I feel like Cat was really responding to a series of things other people had said or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't think it was.
See,
it didn't bother me nearly.
I
as
will
much
watch
as
it today if I could watch it on my phone. I can't do long form stuff on the phone. I mean, I can do like 2 minutes of holding the phone in my hand before I'm like put the phone down and go to sleep. So that's why I haven't watched the Cat Williams thing. But I am definitely I'm interested in hearing the whole long form thing and what he actually had to say.
Yeah, no, I want to go back and watch the rest of it for sure. I just got to do it when Dana comes.
So going back to the Golden Globes.
Yeah, I got more.
Oh, you got more? Go ahead. Go.
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. We kind of went off track or whatever. But best drama went to Oppenheimer as well as best director. Christopher Nolan won for best director for Oppenheimer as well. Best musical or comedy went to Poor Things, which I'm sure upset Tom Segura. Emma Stone also won best actress in a comedy for Poor Things. Best foreign film went to Anatomy of a Fall, which can be seen usually on America's Funniest Home Videos. Anatomy of a Fall also won best screenplay. What? No, yeah, yep. It won best screenplay and best foreign film. Best actress in a drama went to Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, and best original song went to Bad Guy Billie Eilish for What I Was Made For. And,
wow.
Also, Robert Downey Jr. also took home best supporting actor.
Wait a minute. Stop.
What?
All right. Thank you. Billy Idol.
Billie Eilish.
Oh,
did I say
Billie Eilish?
You said Bad Boy.
Bad Boy Billie Eilish. And it's
Bad Guy Billie Eilish. No, because Billie Eilish had that song. I'm a bad guy.
Oh, okay.
Duh.
All right.
I don't know Billie Eilish's music.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't
that's
know
a great song.
But it sounded like you said Bad Boy Billie Eilish.
He did. I don't know if he said Bad Boy Billie Eilish. So
Bad guy. Bad guy. Didn't I say guy?
You said
Bad Boy. You said Bad Boy. You said Bad Boy Billie Eilish.
Yeah. So I was like, does Billie Idol have new music? What the fuck?
No.
And I was wondering why, with the Golden Globes that Billie Eilish has, I was wondering why you was calling her a bad boy.
Well,
unless she was talking about those bad boys.
Yeah, no,
so I don't know.
Loved it then because I meant to say Bad Guy Billie Eilish because she had that was like her breakout hit, whatever.
You know what?
Now that you explained the joke, it's really funny.
Right.
See, if I knew anything about comedy, I'd have known that the joke gets funnier after you explained it. But I don't know anything about comedy, so yeah,
God damn,
I get it
I'm
now.
gonna go
It's
bury
funny.
myself in the snow today. Okay.
No, I get it now. So that's what I'm gonna start doing in my routines from now on. I'm gonna start explaining the jokes. I think that'll make me. I think
I
that'll make
think
me
you
a better
pretty much
comedian.
do that every single time you say something.
And then he says, "I'm just kidding."
Yeah.
Okay, is that it for the Golden Globe stuff now?
Yeah, that's it. That's all. That's it now.
Well, it's funny, bad guy, bad.
Yeah, bad guy.
The best I thought, because again from my phone videos yesterday, the best opening line to a song, in my opinion, ever. Fiona Apple's "Criminal." I've been a bad, bad girl. Now, don't you want to hear more?
Yeah, especially the way she says it. Like it
Yeah.
comes out just super sultry
Yeah,
like that.
so
Dude, you know what? Dude, Danica needs to do that for fucking karaoke.
Criminal.
God, that'd be fucking yes.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's a song. But did
Like,
she have any music after that?
I don't think so.
She married David
I'm
Blaine.
sure she had music, but I don't think it was like well-known music or anything like that.
And she played it up well, because the clip I saw was from her on Saturday Night Live doing it, and she starts like on her hands and knees. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then whatever happened, I thought she'd be a big star. I know she married David Blaine. I don't know if they're still together or any of that kind of.
He made her disappear. He made her career disappear.
Yeah, I was gonna say he made her career disappear. Yeah.
But that's a really, really powerful opening line to a song, lyrically, and the way the delivery of it, and it doesn't suck after that. But that is the hook right from the very first, words that she says. It starts on that, so really good stuff. Anyway, that just brought that to mind when you said bad boy Billy Idol.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think the best opening line for a song is "Love" from Love Child, the Supremes' "Love Child." They start off with the words "tenement slum," and after that, you just want to know more about the tenement slum.
This is from Mr. Ink Spot here. Now bringing up Diana Ross.
Right.
Oh my God.
Well, first of all, I didn't believe that you didn't remember If I Didn't Care, which is probably only the most popular Ink Spot song ever.
It doesn't even
If I Didn't Care.
It doesn't even come up in the Ink Spots search.
Are you looking? Which ink spots are you looking? What color ink spots are you looking for? Because I'm looking for the black. We're talking about the black ink spots. There was a black group, the ink spots. I don't know what color ink spots.
They're all black. The number one hit was maybe "I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire." If I Didn't Care is third on the.
But still, it's up there. I just can't believe that you didn't know If I Didn't Care, because that's the one song of theirs that I actually probably could sing if I heard it on the radio.
1937. Yeah. 1932. I'm sorry, 1932. So yeah, you're talking about 100-year-old song. What? Let's sing "Oh Susanna." While we're at it.
Yeah, but
with this it makes sense.
I know "Oh Susanna." I remember that one. I don't remember If I Didn't Care. Want to hear it? No, I'm not going to play it.
No.
So I love "Love Child" by the Supremes. That the first opening line is "tenement slum," and it just hooks you into the rest of the song.
Tenement slums.
Tenement slum. Opening line.
Slums are hard to get out of.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Once you get hooked into the tenement slum, you're not getting out, and you're there for the whole song. Yeah.
The best things in life are
become
free.
A professional athlete or have a hit song.
The best things in life by the Ink Spots. Anyway, why am I down Ink Spot hell?
Don't know. But
today,
get out of it, please.
Yeah. It's the birthday of what's this guy's name? John Wojciechowicz. You remember John Wojciechowicz? Remember him?
No.
The name sounds familiar.
John Wojciechowicz. maybe it's Wojciechowicz. Yeah, it could be Wojciechowicz. It's Wojtowicz.
Smith.
And
Yeah, yeah, sure.
what? Why is his birthday important?
It's not, his birthday isn't important. In 1972, he robbed the bank to get money for his wife, his transgender wife, his wife's transitioning um operation. And they made a movie out of it called Dog Day Afternoon, and Al Pacino paid him in the movie.
Really?
You don't? Did you see Dog Day Afternoon?
No, I think that came out when I was still pretty young, and
Yeah.
so like it's kind of a like my. I don't think my mom would have let me watch that.
Oh, Al Pacino was already in The Godfather. The Godfather had already wrapped, and they started filming this. Al Pacino, basically, it's a hot summer day in Brooklyn, and Al Pacino is robbing the bank in Brooklyn. He's got a crew of guys with him to rob the bank, and he gets caught in the meantime. And there's a hostage situation and the standoff and all this stuff. And he wants to call his wife Leon. Now, in this thing, his wife's name is Eden. But it's all about trying to get money to pay for the sex change operation for his wife.
What year was this or whatever?
1972.
They were already doing operations back then.
Yeah, very first one was Christine Jorgensen, I believe, in the early 60s. I should look that up. Christine.
Now, to be honest, back then, I think most of the work was being done in Europe because there was one of the big jokes at the time, if you were a comedian, if I remember correctly, was I think Nixon. They said the joke would be so and so went abroad and came back abroad.
Yeah.
and so you would just put in a different name, and so the first time I heard it was like I think it was like some politician, maybe Nixon. No, I can't remember who. I can't remember the first time I heard it, but they just said so and so went abroad and came back abroad. And I thought that's pretty funny.
Christine Jorgensen was an American. Listen to this. The number is gonna kill you. Christine Jorgensen was an American actress, singer, recording artist, and transgender activist. A trans woman, she was the first person to become widely known in the United States for having sex reassignment surgery in 1945.
Yeah. Oh, wow. 1945.
I'm sure they didn't. The state of the art was not very clean. In those days,
sure
it had to be a little weird.
I'm surprised. To be honest, I'm surprised you even found a doctor that would do it in 1945.
Are you kidding? All right. First of all, you had the Nazis over there doing all kinds of experiments, and not all of them stayed in Germany. Some of them got out because they wanted to do good work instead of bad. Right.
A lot of them.
Some of them going like, my work is being used for bad, so I want to escape from Nazi Germany and maybe go to Italy and do some good work, or whatever.
Right.
So not all. So they were doing all kinds of crazy shit with the surgeries back then.
In Denmark. Now she was still in bed recovering in 1952.
What?
That I told you, it's state of the art of the surgery. Yes.
Now, see, I think the issue wasn't that the surgery went bad. I think she kept getting infected from masturbation, testing out the new equipment, and she just kept getting infection after infection after infection. And so there's like, look, you've got to stop touching yourself.
You got to stop licking the bean.
Kelly's great grandmother.
They got a picture of the doctor doing it. Believe me, this doctor looked like he Frankenstein. Yeah. Wow.
It's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was the very first one, 1945, but she was still recovering in 1952. Gender-affirming surgery gripped America in 1952 with "I Am Your Daughter." Basically, I guess that's when she came out with the book about. And she wrote, it's a letter that she wrote. Nature made a mistake, which I have now corrected. I am now your daughter. Oh my God!
Wow. Wow.
So that must have been a shock, the very first one, and but she was already a famous actress and singer before that. I think that
So,
ended her
so her
career.
husband didn't have to rob a bank for the surgery. Is that what
No,
you're telling us? So
that one,
when they made the movie about her, is that you're
you're conflating two different things.
okay? That's not unusual.
Yeah.
I thought, but that's not what Dog Day Afternoon was about.
Dog Day Afternoon was about a sex change operation in 1972. They never happened because the guy was caught in the robbery.
Got
But
you.
they made the movie. Al Pacino starred in the movie, but at the time the movie was kind of because Pacino played the guy as absolutely nuts. It was a hostage situation. John Casale, who was also in The Godfather, played Fredo, was also one of the bank robbers in that movie. But it was a very because in Brooklyn at that time, those cops were like not really trained for hostage situations, and it was a long day. I believe it was 104 degrees out that day, and he's on the street. There were helicopters, and they're all well armed, the hostage takers, and it was a standoff, and it was a big thing. All the news cameras there, and the whole thing was caught basically on videotape for the news stations, and then they decided, well, we got to make this into a movie. They rushed that movie out because Pacino and Casals were both in The Godfather. Pacino was already rumored to be going to be nominated for an Academy Award, and they wanted to get Dog Day Afternoon out before The Godfather so that to capitalize on his fame. So
Gotcha.
Sure. Was the casting director the same for those films or something?
Fuck no. I believe Francis Ford Coppola cast The Godfather himself. Dog Day Afternoon was not that. Coppola had nothing to do with it. I can't believe you guys don't know that one because that was, it was a.
I mean, I've heard of the movie. I've just never seen it.
Wow. I didn't say I didn't hear of it. That was just him. I never answered that question. Yeah, I know about the movie.
You got to change. You got to change your tampon once a day. I think because you're a little I don't know, overly reactive to things like that. That's like, oh
my god!
Just pull the tampon out, pull the plug, and flush it.
You got to pull the string.
Holy, whatever it is, I don't know exactly how they work. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Could be a string.
Okay.
Could be a fuse. Just light the fuse.
Oh my god! What? No, don't light the string. Do not light the string.
Wow. Why? What would happen?
Wow.
What would happen?
Wow. Ladies, I'm sorry.
So, another one of Putin's friends.
Speaking of tampons.
Speaking of tampons,
exactly. A woman,
Putin news.
Zoya Konovalova, 48, found dead with her ex-husband after being poisoned. They're two critics of, everybody who crosses Putin, and he doesn't even like try to kind of disguise it in any way. They either fall out of a hotel room or they get poisoned. Everybody who crosses him in any way falls out of a hotel room or gets poisoned. You would think, nobody would ever open their mouth ever in a negative way again.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of the main reason people behave in those kind of ways is, because I know that like when I used to be a violent person, part of why, for one, I had very little control. Like when I would lose it, I often didn't really have my mind. But I like subconsciously, I think part of why I went so overboard all the time, because it was always way more than it should have been. And it wasn't to teach that person a lesson. It was so that everybody that hears about this instance knows, don't fucking make me mad. You know what I mean? Like so I do think that when people act out in those ways, there is because like I know for me, even in the days that I was a violent person, like I didn't like to be, I always felt bad afterwards. You know what I mean? So it was beneficial in some way to go overboard or over respond, so that people just said, okay, never mind. Like I mean, I don't know. I'm probably just talking out my ass.
Yeah, you probably are.
Now, see, now my thing to get people to not mess with me, as I got older, I would just practice. I would practice my martial arts out in the yard so that people would see what they're about to mess with. So that in the work, and I had a lot of swords and axes and stuff that I used to work with
Right.
out in the yard.
Sure.
So I wanted people to see, yeah,
Right.
that not that because first of all, it's not that I'm crazy. But if you see somebody out in the yard working with swords and axes and spears and stuff like that, you're
Yeah,
thinking,
you're gonna think twice, especially if
right,
they're smooth and fluid with their
right, if
movement
they
and
know
stuff
what they're
like that.
doing,
Yeah.
and that's all I was doing.
Right.
And and that was so because a lot of my neighbors back then is like, I have a gun in my house. I have a gun in my house. I said, I have crazy in my house. And
Right.
so,
Right.
right,
Well,
nobody bothered with my shit because it's like, yeah,
well,
he's
I
not
remember,
normal.
I remember, I
He's
remember a
not
few
right.
months ago, I was working with a friend, and his mother like really freaked out on me or whatever. And my kid and my wife, I was on the phone, like, because I had a headset on and I was on the phone with my wife when this altercation occurred. And this woman was like yelling at me and talking to me in ways that I generally do not allow people to talk to me. But and my wife was like, what in the fuck? Like, she's like, I wouldn't even talk to you like that. And if I did, you would freak out on me. Like, why does this lady get a pass? And I was like, because her crazy is bigger than my crazy. Like, like one thing I learned a long time ago is if they're crazy, out crazies you, fucking stop. Like just let it go, because you don't want to get into a pissing match of crazy with somebody who's crazier than you. That's a bad idea all day.
Well, I'm just wondering now, you watched the Golden Globes last night. Did
No, I reviewed the Golden Globes. I did
Oh,
not watch them. I stayed.
but you watched Joe Coy's monologue.
I did.
All right, Joe Coy is
We talked
coming
about T Swifty.
Joe Coy is coming under a lot of fire on Twitter this morning, and I'm wondering if you can even guess why. Because you watched it. What do you think that he said that would trigger people to the point of he's trending and people are really trying to rip him a new asshole here on Twitter today?
Okay, so I know that he mentioned Taylor Swift, which everybody always gets in a bunch about, because Taylor Swift is the new queen of, I don't know, like, people, I don't get it. I don't get why she's like packaged the way she's packaged or presented the way she's presented. Like, because the even going all the way back to the whole thing with Chris Rock and Jada Smith, I don't understand the thinking that, especially a comedian who's doing an award show that's talking about people present at the awards, like, it should not be a surprise to you that a comedian ribs on any of these fucking people. Anybody sitting in this fucking room is fair fucking game, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like because especially I don't think Joe had a lot of time. I don't think he knew. I think he said like he only knew like 10 days ahead of the Golden Globes that he was going to be hosting. So I mean, it's not like he had a lot of time to prepare. But I would imagine that taking shots at and it wasn't even a shot. It was like he mentioned how the difference between the NFL and the Golden Globes was that they were showing Taylor Swift far less than the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, I think, because I guess whenever she goes to a game, I mean, they pretty much keep her on the fucking Megatron or whatever you want to call it.
Apparently, every word he said is the reason everybody who was all these Hollywood people who were there are hating on him.
Every word he said.
Every word he said. the biggest low light of the night was had to be Joe Coy coming fresh off the monumental WGA strike, disgracefully throwing the writers under the bus. Then he trashed Barbie. Then he trashed Taylor Swift, and
but
can't
I
believe
mean,
Joe Coy is universally hated now by everybody. Joe Coy says something. Everyone watched the Golden Globe Awards. My unexplainable hate for Joe Coy is now validated. Never invite Joe Coy to one of these things again. He was the most awful. Today's
I disagree with this assessment entirely,
and I don't know. And I don't know who Joe Coy is.
So. Joe Coy.
Coy, like a fish. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know who he is. I don't know either one of them. I don't know Joe Coy or Joe Corey. I don't know either one of them.
He looks like Howie Mandel a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, like the Filipino Howie Mandel.
yeah. But man, it goes on and on and on.
I'm gonna say that I think they're pulling a Netflix thing with this, because I think that they're generating that kind of response so that people go and watch it.
Emma Stone says asshole to Joe Coy after he jokes about Taylor Swift.
I mean, that's dumb, because it was a nothing comment. Like it was really. I disagree with that entirely. But what there's go ahead, GD.
I was just saying, maybe the problem isn't what he said, is that he didn't explain the joke after he was done. So
no, I think maybe the problem is it the whole somebody needs to change their tampon again, like,
or maybe it was just
people are getting way too fucking soft. Toughen up, you fucking Nancy's. Like, fucking criminy.
Or if you're going to go up to somebody, make it really funny so that everybody has to laugh. Maybe it's just like, really? Yes. That's all you got?
I will say that. I will say, the funnier it is, like, if you're being mean to somebody, but you're doing it in a funny way, that's actually one of the things I do in, like, small group situations or whatever, especially if there's somebody that's particularly being pretentious or kind of an asshole or whatever. Like, I'll burn them, and I'll burn them in front of everybody in a way that, like, makes everyone laugh. So now if that guy gets mad at me for the burn, he looks like the asshole because everyone else is laughing. And
then you explain,
what's the matter, bro? You can't laugh at yourself?
Then you explain it to him, and then he gets it, and then he laughs. I'm going to
the group explains it to him. Because then you want the group to do your talking for you, because otherwise you are the asshole.
I learned so much about comedy listening to you. Yeah,
you're welcome.
Let me read you one of the tweets from today. 10 minutes in, and Joe Coy, or it's from last night, obviously, guys, tweeting and watching it, which is the kind of standard now. People watch television and tweet about it while they're watching it.
Yeah.
10 minutes in, and Joe Coy has already threw his writers under the bus, made 76 offensive jokes, endlessly complained that the audience isn't digging his jokes, made everyone in the world hate him, made everyone grateful for Jared Carmichael from last year. I don't know who Jared Carmichael is.
Poor
Jared,
Joe.
Huh? So, yeah.
Poor Joe.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was all right.
I hope the check makes it worth dealing with all this abuse. There's not one good thing, and it's just an endless scroll of people hating on him. Nobody has come to us. Usually, in something like this, in a scroll like this, you will find a handful of people saying, like what Will's saying, like, I disagree. Nobody's even saying that. Everybody is piling on. I guess it's the thing to do today.
I'm going to attempt to answer this for Kelly without having done my research. Kelly, I think one of the reasons why that Ricky Gervais gets a pass is because as a culture we have stolen enough from him, and we owe him. The Office, which was like a really, really popular show here. I think that's like his baby over in Europe. I think, and also. Ricky Gervais loves dogs, and everybody knows you loves dogs. If you are an avid dog lover, you can do almost anything to people and get away with it, as long as you're an avid dog lover.
I mean, that's true.
I don't know. I would say about Joe Coy.
I would say if you would like to see Ricky Gervais get ripped a new asshole, look up podcast cringe on YouTube, and there's a thing where Chris Rock, Louis C.K., Jerry Seinfeld, and Ricky Gervais are in there, and this guy, the podcast grin guy, goes through every reason why he thinks that Ricky Gervais is not only an asshole, but that the other three guys are looking at him like he's a piece of shit and realizing he's a piece of shit throughout the whole thing. It's a really compelling thing, and he convinced me that he's pretty much right about what the other three were thinking with Ricky Gervais, because they're basically treating him like an amateur in the world, like he knows absolutely nothing about comedy. And man, what are you a dick? Why don't you just shut up and let the three of us have the rest of the podcast?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting because he, being British, the comedy that he does is essentially British comedy. When their comedy and our comedy are different, so it's, for me, it's like the I have a friend, an acquaintance, I should say, who wants to be like a comedy award thing, just like there's for music, and well, Aaron Bullitt, he was on on the show, Aaron Bullitt. He wants to develop a show, a comedy award show, like there is for music and acting and stuff like that. And one of the things I was telling him is that you have to have like categories out the ass, because comedy, and just like we have foreign films, you have to have like foreign comics, so to speak. And what's funny there is not going to be the same as what's funny here. I mean, it took us a while. I mean, we just look at like Monty Python, how that developed, and Benny Hill, David Allen Show, the British talk shows and comedy things versus what we did, which is, I think, another reason why we wind up stealing so many pilots from them. Just Americanizing them.
Right.
I can't see so well. My eyes are really.
So Kelly mentions here that he's with Coy being Filipino, but see, he's not from the Philippines. Like, he grew up here in America. Like, his mother is from the Philippines. Like, his mother lived in the Philippines, but like Joe grew up here. It's not like he's himself is foreign. He just has Filipino heritage.
Right. I don't know if you remember, there was a petition to have Ricky Gervais not only not allowed to host any shows anymore, but actually have him not allowed back in America again. They actually had
Man, that's crazy. But see, listen,
that he escapes any kind of criticism to me because there was an active petition to have him banned from the United States.
But in my opinion, dude, when Ricky Gervais did the Golden Globes, I laughed my motherfucking ass off but I have the ability to laugh at the fucking truth. You could tell me the fucking truth and I'll laugh at how fucking ridiculous what's really going on in this world is. And I think that's more so what happened. People can't handle somebody holding up a fucking mirror and showing them what the fuck they really look like. I think that's the real problem.
Especially in Matt's house when the mirror's gone.
The mirror's gone.
He can't shave anymore.
Yeah.
Although it's really funny that you should mention that you didn't have a mirror, because my wife and I were talking about that. There's something I was watching on television, and I said to the guy, I said, I don't understand. You can make a mirror, and my wife goes, "You can make a mirror?" I say, "Yes, you can make a mirror." And so
I make them all the time.
I made one when I was a kid, as a project, just using glass and black paper and glass and aluminum foil and stuff like that. And I made a mirror, so it was something we were watching on television, and the guy didn't have a mirror in the house. And I was just thinking, you can make a mirror.
Yeah, but you can make a mirror, but you can't shave your head holding a mirror that you made. I
It
guarantee.
depends on what you made out of and how you made it.
No, you can't hold. You're not holding up anything while you're shaving your. You got to have full concentration on not cutting a fucking ear off.
What?
You can't be holding.
You got 2 ears, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you worried about?
Wow. I can't hear you. I cut off both my ears.
See, now that would be. See, that would be. I'm sorry. I'm having such a. I feel like such a shit today because my cat does not usually come in here with me.
Okay.
And I had a cat bed in here that was just falling apart. And so I threw the cat bed out before I replaced it. I was going to replace it today after the show, but I had to throw the cat bed out because trash got picked up today.
Right.
She came in here and now she has no cat bed. She never comes in here when I'm doing this. She doesn't like the noise. But she came in, looked in the corner, saw that there was no cat bed, and decided that she was going to be in here and lay on top of my luggage.
Well, my wife does this with everything, and I brought it up, and she said, "Name one thing," and I was able to name like 20.
20 things later,
Yeah.
she's like, "Just stop, just stop."
At least 3 couches that I remember.
Matt, you failed. You failed the test. She didn't say list. She said name them. So in other words, the sofa, Paul, the mirror, Max.
Yeah,
See, she asked you to name them, not list them. She already knew the list.
No.
She wanted to know if you knew their name. Yeah.
Has names.
Yeah.
Yes. So
I feel like I'm having a hearty, but I'm not. It's just like that. Oh, every once in a while, it's like a punch in the chest. Really bad. Anyway, not just.
Is this the new slang term for a heart attack? A hearty? I feel like I'm having a hearty.
Yeah, it was not new.
You get that from eating at Hardee's? Is that what that is?
No, I mean I've been calling
too many
it that my whole
Frisco
life.
burgers, and now my heart's gonna give out. I'm having a hearty.
Maybe it's Long Island lingo for Italian guys having a heart attack, but it's been around.
Because if I hear hearty, I'm thinking somebody's coming at me with a boner.
I'm having a hearty. No,
I got a hearty. I got to take care of.
Not a hard on. A hearty.
And I thought the Italian said angina, angina, like angina. Yeah, because my mother used to say my mother said she had angina, but that's not how Italians say it. It's angina. How is it?
Angina.
Angina.
Right.
So that's what I thought you were saying instead of.
My wife has a heart condition called bradycardia. That's where her heart flutters anytime she sees or hears about Tom Brady.
Wow. Really?
No, that's not. I mean, she does have bradycardia, but that's not what it is.
Yeah, I know.
It basically means her blood. If she gets scared, her blood pressure drops to the basement. Like her beats per minute will go below 40. It's fucking scary as fuck. Like. There's times where when we first found out about it, she was working at Pizza Hut, and one of the gags around Pizza Hut is people will hide around corners or whatever and try and scare other people. And so when we first found out about this condition, I didn't want people scaring my wife because it gives her this fucking reaction. And so I had the perfect opportunity when people was gonna be like, "Don't scare my wife, she has a condition." Like, just fucking.
All right, let's bore people for a second with a really quick commercial. I feel bad that this is what they're getting for their commercial value, but here it is.
Hey there, I'm Mr. Geronimo, product manager for Tracy's Dog. What is Tracy's Dog? Well, for $50, we send you a high-quality sex toy right to your door. Yeah, $50. Are our toys any good? No. They're f***ing amazing. Yeehaw! Each toy is made with body-safe silicone. We are constantly evolving and innovating our product line. They are built for one thing, to shake your world with orgasms you ain't never seen before. Do you like spending $100 for your sex toy? 80 of it goes to retail. What about bumping into your family while at the sex toy shop? Good taste. Get the pleasure you deserve without broadcasting your secrets. And think of all the money we're going to be saving you.
Yeehaw.
Okay. Yeah, baby.
Do you notice when he picks up that sign, amazing? There's a fucking dildo that drops behind him on the counter. Did you
Hold
notice
on.
that?
Let's play it again.
Yeah.
Hey
Like
there,
when he
I'm
grabs
Mr.
that
Geronimo,
amazing.
product manager for Tracy's Dog. What is Tracy's Dog? Well, for 50 bucks, we send you a high quality sex toy right to your door. Yeah, 50 bucks. Are our toys any good? No. They're f***ing amazing. Yeehaw!
Yeah. Somebody threw it in. Like somebody, it was thrown in from off camera or something. To just throw a dildo at him. I think you muted.
I think he knocks shit over. Like when he grabbed that sign, he knocked something over because there's something black that falls over, and then that dildo falls.
Wow.
It was a domino effect from when he
Yeah.
grabbed the sign.
Yeah. Geronimo, fake ass name. Of course, that's a fake ass name. The guy don't look like no Geronimo, Mr. Geronimo. Why pick that name though? Because Geronimo.
That's what he shouts. That's what he shouts when he comes.
Geronimo! I thought you're supposed to do that after jumping off like a hill or something.
Coming inside a woman is often like committing suicide. So
jumping off a hill? No.
See, this is going to make a really weird transition, but you guys go ahead. I just had a question after y'all finished talking about this. Go ahead.
Well, Geronimo was not committing suicide. It was an attack. It was a surprise attack, jumping off of a higher thing to attack people below. Like Geronimo.
Oh, is it? Is that what it is? I don't fucking know.
Yes, go ahead. We're done.
Okay, now
today I had a real childhood. Today.
Now today, if my mother was still alive, would have been her something birthday. I'm not sure which one, because I stopped counting them after she died. It's not like she was getting older.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
But there are going to be people related to me who is going to be posting on Facebook.
Right.
Well, not my siblings because they're all dead, but my mother's grandkids are going to be posting, happy heavenly birthday, Nana. And I think that's kind of stupid because first of all, it's not a heavenly birthday. If it's a heavenly birthday, that would be the day she died.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah, that's the day you went to heaven. Yeah.
Right. So it would have been like January 1st would have been my mother's heavenly birthday. And not January 8th. January 8th would be my mother's earthly birthday. But of course, I don't want to be a dick.
It doesn't matter anymore because it's not here.
Right. I don't want to be a dick about it. But I'm going to be. My family is going to be, and I'm going to be hearing these alarm bells. Your family is posting things like this, right. And I'm going to look like the dick who doesn't wish my late mother a heavenly birthday because, well, first of all, I don't really believe in birthdays. I believe they exist. I just don't really like celebrating them. But then there's the double indemnity. I don't believe in heavenly birthdays, and I don't celebrate birthdays. And I look like the dick because I'm the last surviving Fenderson, and everybody else is wishing my late mother a heavenly birthday, and I'm like, nothing.
I mean, listen, just wait till the end of the day and put in one comment. Just say you're all stupid.
The heavenly birthday stuff definitely gets to me. I don't what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Get out of here.
It's the anniversary of their death, and I get that, and you want to remember them in some way. That's not the best day to remember them. And I try to forget. I've been working to forget dates that are sad dates and try to remember only the happy dates. You know what I mean? It's like I've always talked about that with the idea of a headstone and all that stuff. Now I do it, and my son has a headstone, but I've been there once because the one time I went there, it ruined my week. It ruined like 2 weeks for me. I was emotionally broken down. Like, why would anybody want to put them through that and put themselves through that?
I had a conversation with one of my childhood friends, like the guy that I've been friends with since fucking middle school. We were talking just the other day, and he asked me straight up, especially because both my parents are dead now. He's like, "Are you ever coming back here?" And I was like, honestly, bro, I don't think so. I don't see a reason for me to ever return to the town I grew up in. People there treated me real fucking bad for the most part. There's a handful of folks that treated me like I was human there, and so like I got no time for it, and it's like I said, I told you that story about how, I had went back home and visited my parents, and I went down to the bar, and it's just the way someone said my name, I knew that they were one of my bullies. You know what I mean? Like, why would I sign up for that shit? Why would I go and fucking subject myself to people that, listen, y'all had zero fucking respect for me when I was a child. Why you think I'm going to give you time now that I'm making something of myself? Y'all can fuck off.
Right. It's funny when I think I probably mentioned this last month when it happened. Or was it whenever it happened? November, December. I could get fuck. December. My brother's funeral, well, his memorial service. A guy that was friends with my brother, I knew him. We weren't friends. He was, because my brother and I were like 3 years apart. So he was like my brother's friend. He comes to me during the service. He's about 6'3", 6'4". He hasn't grown an inch since high school. What a loser. So he's still 6'3", 6'4", and he walks up to me and he goes, Glenn, Gibson, man, you remember me? I used to torture you in high school.
Fucking
and
dude.
And no, I don't know. He said torment. He didn't say torture. So he said torment. I used to torment you in high school. Right. And I looked at him and I'm thinking to myself, I remember high school and I remember that what you did was not torment. I grew up in a household full of tormentors. What you did was like practice for when I got home. Yeah. And not only that, but I fought back. I fought back, against those kids just because they picked on me because I was small and because they knew my brother wasn't going to take up on me. Well, first of all, nobody knew I had a brother. My brother and I didn't get along. My brother and I were so distanced that people did not realize that we were related.
Right.
Even though
was there an age gap? What was the age gap?
It was a 3-year age gap, but he disliked me so much, and we didn't look anything alike. And so I'd walk down the hall and he might go, look, faggot, so he'll say we didn't get along at all. Yeah. So and so people thought like I was like a loner and that's why they could pick on me.
So I remember one time in particular, I think God, I'm trying to think of how old I was. It was elementary school, so I had to be in.
You was probably grade. 12 then. 14.
Who, me? No. I was probably like 8 or so, because I think I was in 2nd grade and my sister was in 4th grade. And there was like 5 or 6 boys beating me up on the playground, right? And my sister literally, and this is okay. So, and by the way, I got my ass kicked like pretty much every day until I was 12.
You don't ever have to tell anybody that. It's pretty apparent.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Thanks. So, yeah, I got my ass kicked pretty much every day since I was fucking 12. And my sister comes over and she fucking peels. She like just peels these guys off of me, just chucks them to the side one by one, right? And she turns around and she looks at them. She's like, don't you pick on my little brother. And she turned around and looked at me and said, that's my job. And then kicked my ass in front of the fucking bullies that she just saved me from. And it's just like, this is only leading to future ass beatings for me down the road. I want you to know that, and she thought it was hilarious. She thought it was fucking great.
I wish I had the phone lines working because I would call her up and get her perspective. Let's hear your side of the story. That'd be great.
Dude, she would love that. She would love to talk about kicking my ass.
I got to get the phone lines working.
We gotta do this. She would be all for it. I guarantee you.
If any of us came home, if any of us came home after losing a fight, my mother would send us back out with a stick. Well, I'm sorry. We had a choice. My mother says, you can go back out there with a stick and beat their asses, redeem yourself, or I will go out there and beat them up for you. So those were the
you're definitely going with the stick because you're not letting your mom do it.
No, I would let my mom go out. Go ahead.
My choice. The thing is, my thing was the fight. I'm just thinking the fight's over. I don't want to deal with this right now.
It's never over. Yeah.
I'm just like, look, I'm tired. I fought
I'm
hard.
tired.
I lost. It's okay. I'll fight. I learned from this fight. I can win the next one. Because if I lost a fight, I took a lot of knowledge back with me about what I could have done to win that fight. And so I don't think I've ever lost the same fight twice to the same person, ever.
Right.
Wow.
Except for boxing. In boxing, there were some guys I used to box, amateur box, and there was a few guys I just could not beat. Period. I just didn't have the weaponry to beat them, and so whenever I came up against them, I would lose, especially to Billy Scott. Billy Scott would
Now,
So
see, I didn't fight back. Like, my dad was super abusive, and I learned very quickly to just ball up and take it, and it'll be over soon enough. So I didn't even fight back, and that's actually so. When I was 12, that's actually what changed. Like, the reason I stopped getting my ass kicked is because I started participating in the fights, and then I didn't get my ass kicked anymore. Like, funny how that works, you know what I mean? But like I did, like. I think I was like 14 or I was even 14 or 15. And I got beat down 6-on-1 one time. And my dad was actually the person that saved me from that. I mean, those guys already had me on the ground and were kicking me and shit. And if my dad wouldn't have showed up, I might have died that night. I mean, because I was twitching in the back seat. I was so beat up. But like since I started engaging, I really have not lost much.
Well,
but I also
I don't know how we got all the way here to ass kickings from Mr. Geronimo, but
yeah, what happened to that?
I don't know. Well, I was looking up Geronimo because Geronimo, the military leader and all that stuff, he was an Apache. But Long Island is known for its fake Indians. We had there were Iroquois tribes on Long Island, but they were driven out of Long Island and put up in Toronto over 150 years ago. So we have we have 3 reservations here: Shinnecox, and there's the Pupusatucks, and they're made up fucking Indians. There's one more. They're just made up. They're not Indians. They're black people who probably have claims like I have a 2% Native American bloodline, and they all got together and said, how do we fucking make this pay so we can have a reservation and have smoke shops and sell stuff? So we have lots of those. But we have this about 16 Geronimo stars, Geronimo related businesses here, none of which have anything to do with Geronimo.
Yeah, and like Apache,
Arizona.
Right, I was gonna say that's nowhere near. Yeah. That's
is it possible that those people that made up those fake Indian tribe names, those black people were just so like, it is so hard being black that we should just give up.
Maybe we should just
give up and say we're Native American. Let's just try that. And if that doesn't work,
they give them land.
Yeah, if that doesn't work, then we'll try Mexican. And if that doesn't work, damn it, then we'll just work our way Asian. We'll be like Taiwanese.
I don't want to minimize the struggle of slaves or African Americans in general, but I think genocide tops slavery. Having your entire people wiped out, I think, is a little worse. Yeah. Just a little worse than being enslaved.
Oh, believe me, I'm not disagreeing, but I'm pretty sure that the slaves.
If they got it in their head that we're having it tough being black, why not pretend we're Indians? Well, look at what they did to the Indians.
But they didn't know, because by the time they met an Indian, which they probably hadn't, they'd already been wiped out.
Oh,
they didn't know.
They absolutely did know because the
slaves did know.
Yeah, because the people on Long Island who established these tribes, they did it and they talk about the genocide of their people all the time. They have schools for it here. It's really weird how they kind of bastardized. They've adopted this history of the genocide and the wiping out of the Iroquois tribes that they are supposedly descended from, and they hold on to that history, and they hold on to the language and all that stuff. They've studied it, but it's very clear that these were Southern slaves that came up to Long Island somewhere around the time of when they were just moving these people into Canada. We don't even want them in America. Get them the fuck out. Put them up.
Okay, so I guess I can see they're like scabs. They're replacements.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
a great analogy.
Yeah.
Okay. Look,
And they speak the language too. They've adopted or sort of the language. They kind of bastardized the language a lot.
it's like what we did. It's like what we did to tap dance. It's like, I'm sorry, not tap. It's like what we did to Irish jigs.
Yeah,
we
right.
took Irish jigs and made them tap dancing.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, there's no relation to Geronimo, but we have like 16 little dots on the map here with Geronimo Smoke Shop in the reservation, Geronimo the blanket store, and all this kind of stuff that they're selling. But listen, if you're gonna, I don't have really. If you want to open a casino, whatever the fuck you want to do, but don't fucking take it from a guy who was 3,000 miles away and use him. Find an Iroquois guy that you're gonna name it after, not
an Erie or Cree, something closer to home. No, I'm just kidding. Oneida, or is that a flatware?
Yeah,
is Oneida a tribe or a flatware?
Well, it's both. It's actually both. But yeah,
so I will say that I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to be here because I don't have in order to do this setup right here, I have to not be plugged in, like because there's not I don't have a cord that I can take. I got to get an extension cord. I'll have that figured out tomorrow.
But
yeah,
my computer.
Are you going to invent the extension cord? Are you going to invent the extension cord?
But I'm sure there's one in the house that I can get and use. Or I don't know. I don't know where my wife went. Otherwise, I'd ask her to grab one or whatever.
And I'm just curious. Yesterday, when you were thinking about doing the show today, did you not know that you were going to need electricity?
I didn't know. Okay, so I didn't know that switching to this location to have this behind me was going to be as problematic as it was. Because like I'm literally, in order for me to have decent light right now, like my wife, in order to go out to smoke, has been having to like walk over the cord because it's like stretched way across.
Yeah,
like completely blocking the path. Like,
I get it. Believe me, if I showed a picture of what this room looks like, people would be like, "Holy fuck, man! How does he even get in there?"
But I knew Matt, you'd be super happy about having this kind of setup. I knew you'd be like, "Oh, look at that."
The only one thing I would change is that light that's over your.
If I do that, then it's really dark. Like the whole wall is just dark.
No, I would color it though. I'll put a little color in there somehow. Like
put a color in the light.
Like put a silk scarf over the top of the lamp so it burns, so it catch fire.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, no, they have like flame bulbs. Dude, they have like flame bulbs you can get now. And because it's like a gaslight lamp, that would be kind of cool.
All right. I want to pay a little tribute here to my uncle, Dominic Mora, who died on Friday. He was 91 years old, or a month short of his 91st birthday. He actually outlived two of my friends who actually stayed with him many years ago. They both died of old age recently at 60 or something, but he outlived them by 30 years or so. But he's best known for Super Bowl commercials with Chuck Norris. So Chuck Norris he throws a salt shaker at Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris kicks it and breaks his nose.
I remember those.
That's my Uncle Dom. He was on the Potathon for Andy, and it was good that I actually got to have him on the show and tell him what an inspiration he was to me. He was one of the first songwriters I ever knew, or definitely the first person I knew who showed me that an original piece of music that he had written, and awesome. An introduction to acting and all that stuff. Passed away at 91. Good long ride, man. 91 years, and good for him. So just wanted to mention that because I owe him a lot. I mean,
So Friday is his heavenly birthday.
yeah, that's what made me think of it back 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago.
The heavenly birthday thing.
Yeah.
But the whole reason I mentioned that is I'm probably gonna have to go soon because my computer's about to go dead.
All right. Well, don't worry about it. I mean, I'm probably gonna die before the show's over anyway. So
no, you're not allowed to die, Matt. Oh, did you get the schedule for what the advertising?
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I haven't fucking made any phone calls. I haven't looked at anything. I haven't talked to anybody. No
because
business.
I wanna make so I have to do that trailer thing on January 27th in St. Louis, and Danica and I plan on coming to New York straight from St. Louis. And we're gonna at least come for a day or two in the beginning of February.
Wow.
Because you said it's running for like 6 weeks or something, right?
Yeah.
I sent you both a request to.
Oh yeah, you're not planning on offing yourself or anything, right? I was like,
Did you
what the
read
fuck is this?
No,
yeah, I read it.
Okay. It's really weird that I sent it to both of you, and neither one of you mentioned it to an.
It freaked me out a little bit. I was like, is this guy about to fucking commit suicide in March? What is happening?
No. Here's the deal. I'm getting my affairs in order. It says right there in the beginning that there's some things I don't want people to have to deal with.
Yeah.
And so I am putting together my funeral arrangements now because I will die at some point, hopefully not soon.
Okay.
And if I die, if I die and my wife, I definitely don't want my wife to have to deal with it. If she's a widow, I want her to focus her energy on finding a replacement. So that means she's
an Iroquois.
Right, yeah. So and she'll go like jewelry? No.
No, that's turquoise.
Oh, okay. That's a different tribe, the turquoise tribe. Okay.
Right. That's usually Navajos are really big about those.
Okay, gotcha.
I had a very negative reaction to that message because I'll tell you, basically 10 years ago or so, Davey, who was a protege of mine, took a picture of me and he said, "Oh, you look dead in that picture." And then he kind of put some filter on it to make it look even more like I was dead and put in memorandum. And I thought it was really funny, and I posted it on social media. And man, did I get some fucking people wanted to come and kick my ass. I kind of learned my lesson. Like, this is something that you don't joke about because people get really angry.
No, this isn't a joke. This. I am preparing the video tribute for my funeral.
Yes, that's exactly what I said. This isn't a joke. It's basically, this is what I want my memorandum to look like. It makes people. This is why I didn't bring it up.
Makes me uncomfortable.
I don't because I knew you would say, "Well, I don't care what people think. This is what I'm doing."
Right.
I'm telling you, you're gonna make people fucking angry at you.
They'll be angry at me after I'm dead.
No, they won't be angry at you after you're dead. They'll be angry at you for the rest of your life until you're dead.
Until you're dead, yeah. They'll just keep hoping it happens. I mean, fucking make it thing.
I don't. I'm not sure who would be angry at me for doing it, but that's fine.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it'd be great if somebody does do part of the video and then they lose a bunch of weight and they'll be like, "Hey, can I redo my section of the video because I look better now."
What I've already gotten one video returned to me already, and it cracked me up because he's doing this. He's an actor and comedian, and he's got a poster from the newest thing that he's in behind him, and he's talking about me, and he goes, "Oh, by the way, check out my new movie." and he promotes his movie. Now, I thought it was hilarious. Then he goes back to talking about me. Now, I thought that would be less hilarious, but the only thing is, it's not like I'm going to die this month. So if I died like 10 years from, I know, I'm just saying, because, and I'm not putting the video together until March. I'm giving people time to submit them. The ones who want to. I mean, they don't have to. It's not like it's a prerequisite or anything like that. I just sent it out to people who I thought would be who would have a similar view on death in the sense that it's like, okay, it's his funeral, it's his funeral.
Yeah.
So yeah.
About 10
Well,
years
and
ago,
but see, that
I
was
would have been right in on it, and I would have said, "Yeah, that's funny. I think that's hysterical." And I still don't still get the joke. I've learned my lesson, just that people
yeah.
don't react at
It made
all
me worried about
kindly
you.
to
It
that.
made me worried that you were like dying. That like
No,
maybe you
no.
were terminal or
Okay,
something. I'm like, what the fuck is
no.
going on with GD? Why
I
is he fucking
I
doing this shit?
I went when I went to my brother's memorial. And even with my mother's I wasn't even allowed to speak. I, it caused all kinds of grief. They thought it was like literally so physical violence was threatened to me if I was going to speak at my mother's funeral.
What the
So
hell?
yeah, physical violence was threatened to me, uh, and if I were to speak at my mother's funeral, and so I want to nip all this in the bud. You know, it's like
Right.
this. I mean, I understand that who. First of all, it's just the video's just going to be there. I don't know who's going to quote grant my wishes. I have no idea. If it's my wife, Carol will do it. But if it's not Carol, if she goes before me, it's probably going to be one of my nieces or nephews. They probably are not going to do it, which means the video would just go into the archives, and my remains and my effects are going to a museum. So maybe they'll show it at the museum,
Yeah,
maybe
Mike.
Why are your remains going to a museum?
because I've made arrangements.
Mike Chavot is asking. He says, "Matt, how you feeling? COVID is kicking my ass. Even my teeth hurt now, and I have pink eye." Yeah, I went through 2.5 days of my teeth killing me. Like not a toothache; it's like a teeth ache.
Really?
The entire mouth. Yeah.
COVID makes your fucking teeth hurt?
It's a new
It
strand.
has
It's a
all
new
sorts
strand.
of weird effects. I had a thing with my
I haven't had it.
shoulder.
I've not had COVID at all this whole fucking time.
Wow. Well,
Not
stay
once.
safe. Stay safe. You don't want it. This, you know.
I mean, I kind of I'm either asymptomatic or I'm immune because like I'm not one fucking even when Danica had it and I had direct contact with Danica and I never got sick. Never got sick at all.
Well, my wife has
Like,
pretty strong immunity because she's been with me for the last week and hasn't gotten it. Mikey, the
yeah.
lead singer, played pickleball with Mike Shavola Thursday night. He hasn't gotten it yet. So some people are. This isn't this current thing. And I'll listen. I'm not a doctor. I don't know about this thing. I'm not speaking as an expert here. But it seems to be it's not as contagious as the earlier strains. But.
Right.
Both Mike and I were in the same room New Year's Eve and contracted it. Then it took him 4 days longer than me to actually come down with symptoms. So I think he's a couple of days behind me on the symptom poll with the teeth hurting and all.
But Willie and I shouldn't be getting it from you then. Is what
Probably
you're saying?
not this way.
Okay.
You know, back before I went to prison, I used to open up with, if there's any women in the first 2 rows that are ovulating, please move back. Because I was afraid of breathing on a girl and getting her pregnant.
Now, did you steal that line from somebody? Because I feel stolen.
I mean, I'm sure that it's not exclusive to me, you know. Right. But see, that's the thing. You know, that's the thing about jokes like that or whatever. And I think we were talking about that on Friday about how, like, you know, you can't necessarily, as long as you make an attempt to make it your own, make your own angle on it. There's so many premises that are overlapping out there. You know what I mean? And like, if somebody tells me that what I'm doing is like word for word what they're doing, like then I probably come off it. You know what I mean? Like I probably wouldn't do it anymore.
Right.
Especially
you know, that came up
pre-existed.
with the Cat Williams, Steve Harvey gas thing, and everybody was talking about premise. But if you look deeper into that, it's more than just premise. It's the overall the joke, the structure of the joke, the timing, the playing out, the gas pumping stuff. I do think Steve Harvey ripped that off of. it's kind of like the Mencia Cosby thing with the football thing, the inflections, the reactions, all of it, and then the punchline ends up being the same thing. That is too. It's not just stealing premise.
Yeah,
it's
that's
going
too close. Yeah,
way beyond. Yeah,
right. But sometimes, and I mean, to me, and especially somebody like me, I take in a lot of different comedy, and so there are times where like something might be kind of like in the recesses, and instead of creating, I'm remembering, and you might not be aware of that right away, but to me, the real trick is for me, I don't have a lot. It's not like I have a special out there or anything like that, so like there's nothing that I can't like take out of my repertoire if I realize that it's way too close to
I'm
somebody
not
else's
accusing you of
shit.
jokes after just I thought I've heard that
Right.
if every
Sure.
woman in the front rows are
And I mean, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, but again, it's like even like I said, I like Willie's death scene, but that's like 30 or 40 years old. I've seen it done by countless other people, but it's his death scene. Everybody's going to die.
Right. Well, and like when I wrote Slow Death, the thing that I really wanted to focus on was each line. Because really the funny part of that bit is the slow dying. It's and so like I wanted to make the things I said very particular, tell my wife Mabel, like choosing the name Mabel because I knew like I had to have an old sounding name for my wife's name. That she's been a good mama to our 6 boys. You know what I mean? Like, okay, people back then always had a gang of fucking kids or whatever, and the whole train robbery thing or whatever. Like, I was very strategic on what the lines were because really the funny part of that bit is the dying and the groaning and the crawling all over the floor. Like that's what's funny about the bit. The lines are more so the setups to the groans. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, because that's where I always get the laughs at is when I get the laughs from groaning. I don't get the laughs from my lines.
All right.
That was one of the things in developing that bit that I found very interesting is that they laughed way harder.
All right, we got the point. We got the point 10 minutes ago.
My apologies.
He was just kidding. He didn't get the point.
I'm not kidding.
I'm not kidding. I am gonna go soon though because my computer is literally telling me it's about to die.
So let it die. Oh,
okay, well then I'll just
we'll have its heavenly birthday.
All of a sudden,
I'll tell his wife Mabel.
All right. And it's 3 little tablets. It's 6 little tablets. We're gonna. He wouldn't have kids. He'd have tablets.
What you can't
give Mama our 6 tablets.
You can let yourself out of the room anytime you want, or you want me to do it? Oh yeah, you want me to?
No, I'm leaving. I'll go.
All right.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Variety has a thing. Taylor Swift takes a sip of her drink. Joe Coy's joke about her at the Golden Globes, and then says the biggest difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL. At the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. That's funny.
Right. That's not that mean. That's not that mean.
No, that.
All right, I'm leaving.
That's not the joke that he put out there, right? Is it? Or is that what he said?
Yeah, that's all he said about her.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not even, but it's not great either. But
no, but it's not mean. It's not like wow. That's not even taking a shot at her. It's taking a shot at the people who run the NFL games, just focusing more on her than the games. It's not a shot at her. It's not being mean to her in any way.
Right.
I don't know. People just live for backlash and to comment on shit and be angry at people. I got that on YouTube this weekend about Bailey Pope. Now, Don Silk.
I know that name. Damn it.
She was on the show the other day.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. I knew that name. I just said, "Where's that? Why is that name familiar?"
John Sills, who hosts Put Up or Stand Up on Government Radio, he was in the chat room that day and asked her to comment on Chappelle's special.
Right.
And she did. And everybody, and I put that clip up, but it starts out with me saying, this is a question from Don Sills, who's in the audience, and she answers it, and all these people are saying, well, you're making a big thing. All you want to do is cry about Chappelle. I'm like, she didn't bring it up. She wasn't offering her opinion. He asked for it.
Right.
But they, and goes on and on. Nobody's got an original opinion or original comment to say. They just want to say negative stuff. And every single one of them, if you look at them, they have no content. They have a YouTube channel with no content on it, a made up name or a name they hide behind, and it's just like, do you even watch the video? You just want to. You saw the title and you thought you'd comment on it. That's it's because it said something about reaction to Dave Chappelle or something like that in the title, and that just gave them license to say, "Oh, you people just want to bash on Chappelle. You know, the more you cry about it, the more he's going to talk about it." Like, you didn't even fucking listen, man. And that's what bothers me most. It's not that they have something to say; it's that they don't even know what they're fucking commenting on. They just have their prepared rebuttal ready for anything that says Chappelle in it. Have you seen the Chappelle special? No, I haven't.
No,
I haven't.
no. I did watch Ricky Gervais's new one. I think it's called Armageddon, but I can't remember.
He's got a movie out now, right? About something about like atheism, but he's got a movie out on Netflix.
Okay. Didn't know he had the movie. I just
Walking with the Dog. Is that a movie or is it a special that looks like a movie? I don't know. Ricky Gervais.
Now he had a series. I can't remember what it was called. It was like 2 seasons, I think, where he's a widower.
Oh, maybe that's it. Ricky Gervais. I'm not seeing it.
It's just him and his dog left after his wife passes, and he's trying to.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe it's the series. Because on the cover, he's walking on the beach with a dog.
Okay.
Afterlife.
Yeah, Afterlife. Yeah, I saw that. I think it's
That's
like a two season thing or something.
Now he doesn't believe in it. He's an atheist, a big time atheist, right? And
Right.
He see. I think this is what turns me off about him is he is so close-minded to anything and is sure that he has the answers that it becomes a religion of atheism for him. Like he's almost like a Jehovah for no God. He wants to put that because people who leave open the possibility, he wants to shut that down and say, no, you're wrong. I know there's nothing. It's like, well, you don't know that. You can think that all you want, but there's no way we can prove or disprove any of this stuff. So why are your beliefs any more valid than anybody else's? Well, because they believe it. They believe in an invisible man in the sky. No, that is your interpretation of what everybody's interpretation of God is. Carl Sagan, I think, said it best. He said you can't have a conversation about God if we're not willing to define what we all mean by God. And at the time he said it, there were 6 billion people. He said with 6 billion people on the planet, we're going to get 6 billion different definitions of God. So how can you define whether what it is, and how can we even have a discussion about it?
And God isn't helping us.
Right. Yeah.
God can settle the whole thing and say, okay, guys, all right, I'm not perfect. I made a few mistakes. I should have told you up front what I was and how I came to be.
Yeah.
I just didn't think anybody was listening.
Right. But
I know people. I made people. I didn't think you'd be listening.
yeah. But I guess the point I'm making is people who are atheists to that extent drive me just as crazy as fucking Jehovah's. They want to knock on your door. They want to insist on you adopt all their beliefs and see the world their way, or else, you're an idiot and whatever, and they put you down. It's like people have the problem I have with organized religion is, when it becomes political and all that kind of stuff, and people
Right.
won't. But you know what? I think if religion helps you through the day, faith helps you through the day, whatever you want to call it, you're entitled to that. And why fucking beat people out of it who feel the need to put people down because they believe in something you don't believe in? I don't understand that at all. And that's where you
Go
get to
ahead.
me.
It's fun. My wife loves the when she's making fun of my mom. Not my mom per se, but the things my mom has done in public. Not like private, but like so. My mother she found Jesus again later in life, and I used to be a minister, and once she realized that my brand of quote ministering didn't match up with her brand of Christianity, I was like a heathen. And I mean, first she was like proud of her son to minister, and so we had this family dinner, and she says, "I want my son to bless to bless the food." And so one of the things is like I didn't say like in Jesus' name, I didn't do that, you know. And so I did the blessing, and when I was done, my mother was so pissed and so angry, and she decided to blurt out after I said amen. She goes, "In Jesus' name, amen." And then
Whoa.
after that, my mother, the next time we got together as a family, my mother says, "I'll say the grace," and my mother says, "In the grace, and God forgive my heathen children."
That's good. At least she had a sense of humor about it.
No, she wasn't joking though.
What? Right.
She wasn't joking. But my wife and I think it's funny.
Well, it sounds funny to me. I would just say, "Good one, Mom."
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I did. I laughed. I think it's funny that my
we
mother
have
thought I
to
was a
say
heathen.
goodbye to Govs
The ghost, yeah.
in Jesus' name. Goodbye, Govs.